Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Power, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops, a great millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson. Lord's will, this is edifying to the Lord's delight. I know there was another shooting last night with those ICE agents in Minneapolis, so yeah, there's just more bodies under his belt, man. You know this beast is going to devour more people are going to get shot, killed. I mean, I want to get too roused up about it because it's going to happen again. You know, what are you going to be mad at more? Are you going to be mad about the shootings, or what about the little kids that lost their families, or what about, you know, the people who are being deported illegally? You know, this is a whole conglomerate of things, man. You're living in a time where your system is falling in front of you. You're going through what you call an economic collapse, right? So you got to bear yourself for that. You got to wrap your mind around that, man. And the best way to do that is by seeking the Lord. Because as you seek the Lord, you start to see that He was always telling us what was going to come to pass. Okay? He was always preparing us for this time by giving us understanding, by being with us, by walking with us. You know, when it's all said and done, you're going to realize He was there with us the whole way. Let me grab this in the book of, I think it's Jeremiah 49 and 10. No, that's not it. Where He said, I have told from the beginning, something like that. Let me find that precept real quick. I have told you from the beginning, KJV. Isaiah 46 and 10. I always think it's 49. Yeah, Isaiah 46 and 10. Let's start there. As a matter of fact, let's start at the top. Isaiah 46 and 1. Bel boweth down, Nebo stoopeth. Their idols were upon the beasts and upon the cattle. Your carriages were heavy loaded. They are a burden to the weary beast. So, you know, here it is. Your idols they're put upon beasts. So that's showing you that these idols weren't even able to save you. It shows you that you had to you had to save your own idol. Okay, Bel boweth down, Nebo stoopeth. So these are different idols in Babylon. Their idols were upon beasts and upon the cattle. Your carriages were heavy loaded. They are a burden to the weary beast. Yeah, your idols are a burden to the beasts that are carrying your idols. You know, back then they were carving the idols, so, you know, but nowadays your idols are within your vessel. You think America's gonna help you with you know, with prospering. You think this place is gonna enable you to be prosperous, and it's not. It tells you in the book of Joshua, the first chapter, that He told Joshua to keep the law, statutes, commandments, and this was what was going to prosper you. It wasn't going to be you following the ways of these damn different heathen. Isaiah 46 and 2. They stoop, they bow down together. They could not deliver the burden, but themselves are gone into captivity. Talking about your idols. They couldn't deliver themselves. How are they going to save you? How is America going to save you when they can't save itself from the destruction of the Lord? So who's going to save you in that time? If you're trusting in something that's a burden to beasts. Okay? Isaiah 46 verse 3. Hearken unto me, O house of Jacob. Jacob are the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. According to Deuteronomy 28 verse 64, we were scattered throughout all the land, so it's not that specifically just you. You know, if you're a so-called Israelite and you have a kid with another woman, that kid is an Israelite. Okay, just Moses is a good example of that. After he caught a body in Egypt, he ran and met the Midianite woman at the well, and he laid with her. She was, I think, the Midians are Hamitic people. So that seed that he had, Gershom, with them is an Israelite, but he wasn't born in the land of Israel. He was born in Egypt. His mother was a heathen. That still don't mean that kid isn't an Israelite. When you read Numbers 1 and 18, it tells you that. Let's grab that real quick. That's the precept that we use to show you that you are what your father is. And I'm bringing that out to show you that this is why we're Gentiles in the first place, because we lost it. Esau severed that connection. Israel always knew who they were, going all the way back to the garden. Okay, so you talk about keeping your history records, man. Israel's the best at that. That's before there was computers and things like that. We were already doing that. You know, we didn't have to have a database like the so-called white man. He's too dumb to remember these things. He got to put it in some digital device. He's a beast. He's really not as smart as you think. When you really compare us man to man, we were way better than him. Okay, just in general, the way we do things, the way the Lord is dealing with us, he ain't dealing with the so-called white man like that. That's why he's being exposed in this time. Numbers chapter 1, verse 18, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old upward by their polls. So Moses was numbering, getting the men that were ready for battle, and he was allocating them according to tribe. Okay, so he was doing like we do. When we go up, when someone comes across the altar, we ask, what's your nationality? It's like we're preparing you for a battle, like Moses was doing, by asking who your father is, so we know what tribe you can, so we can get you with your correct tribe. Mentally, not that it really matters, because when it's all said and done and we're changed, that's when we're gonna know what tribe we're actually from. Because Moses, if you could receive it, is King David. Moses was from the tribe of Levi. King David is from the tribe of Judah. So what tribe is he from? He's clearly from the tribe of Judah, but yet he was on the earth as a whole different tribe. And so we could be down here in different tribes too, but we all stem from Jacob. Okay? This is the book of Isaiah 46, verse number 4. And even to your old age I am he, and even to hoar hairs will I carry you. I have made and I will bear, even I will carry and will deliver you. So that's the Lord showing you the difference between an idol and a true power, a true God. See, I'm gonna carry you. Unlike these beasts that are carrying your idols, I'm gonna deliver you. Not like you putting me on a beast and carrying me out of the, I'm bringing the salvation. Isaiah 46 and 5, to whom will ye liken me and make me equal and compare me that we may be like? Yeah, who can you compare the Lord to? Nothing, because nothing has the power to bring forth the judgment as well as save you from the judgment that he's bringing. That's what's going on. All this shit that you see that's going on in the world, the Lord authorized that, and that's the power of Israel. But if you're not aligned with that, then you're a fool, because you're going to find yourself being destroyed. And so what kind of power can you liken that unto? You can liken that unto nothing other than the Most High. Isaiah 46 and verse number 6. They lavish gold out of the bag, and weigh silver in the balance, and hire a goldsmith, and he make it to the God. They fall down, yea, they worship. Yeah, they fall down, yea, they worship. You hire people to carve you an idol. Just like I was thinking about Laban. Laban went out of his way to go get some stupid ass idols from Jacob and his daughters. He was pissed off about that. Where's my gods? Let me grab that. That's how foolish, it's funny to think about how, because it brings idolatry all the way back to its original form of you worshiping some shit that you made with your own hands. That's like you worshiping a man-made system. Okay, this system is the idol now. You look at America as your salvation. You made a country your idol. You made this American dream is an idol. It's American idol. So it's not something you can physically touch. Your idols are not carved anymore. It's created in it's a system. Okay, so it's not more so wood or stone like that. Okay, but you worship wood and stone. That's a sign of you worshiping the system. All right. What was that? Isaiah 46 They make it to the God, fall down, yea, they worship. They bear him upon the shoulder. Actually, I want to go to Laban. I want to go to Laban. Laban asked for his idols back from Jacob. KJV. It says LeBron. Idiots. Let's go there real quick. Genesis. Hold on. I want to save that. Isaiah 46. Isaiah 46. I'm going to get to the point, but I got to start this fire real quick. Genesis 31, verse 19. And Laban went to shear his sheep, and Rachel had stolen the images that were her father's. Let's look at this word images in Genesis 31 and 19. Images, idolatry, idols, images, teraphim, family idol, a kind of idol used in household shrine or worship. Genesis 31 and 20. And Jacob stole away unawares to Laban the Syrian, in that he told him not that he fled. So Jacob was working under Laban in order to take Rachel, his daughter. I think he was there for what, 17, 21 years, something like that. 7 years for Rachel, 7 years for Leah, and I think 7 years for the sheep too. I think it's 21 when you do the math. All right, so when he came out of it, he pretty much was, this is after he left, Rebecca told him to go and go find you a wife with Laban, which is his uncle. So this would be his cousin, his first cousin. And he made him work. Genesis 31 and verse 21. So he fled with all that he had, and he rose up and passed over the river and set his face toward the Mount Gilead. And it was told Laban on the third day that Jacob was fled, and he took his brethren with him and pursued after him 7 days' journey, and they overtook him in the Mount Gilead. And God came to Laban the Syrian in a dream by night and said unto him, take heed that thou speak not to Jacob, either good or bad. And Laban overtook Jacob. Now Jacob had pitched his tent in the mount, and Laban with his brethren pitched in the Mount of Gilead. And Laban said to Jacob, what hast thou done, that thou hast stolen away unawares to me, and carried away my daughters as captives taken with the sword? Wherefore didst thou flee away secretly, and steal away from me, and didst not tell me, that I might have sent thee away with mirth, and with songs, with tabret, and with harp, and hast not suffered me to kiss my sons and my daughters? Thou hast now done foolishly in so doing. It is in the power of my hand to do you hurt. But the God of your father spake unto me yesternight, saying, take thou heed that thou speak not to Jacob either good or bad. And now though thou wouldest needs be gone, because thou sore longest after thy father's house, yet wherefore hast thou stolen my gods? So, it's just a foolish thing to say. You stole my God, man. You stole my gods. And that's a lowercase g. Let me look this up. But he went 7 days journey to go get some shit, some stupid thing like this. Divine ones, angels, gods. Just an idol. And Jacob answered to Laban, because I was afraid, for I said, peradventure, thou wouldest take by force thy daughters from me. With whomsoever thou findest thy gods, let him not live. Before our brethren discern thou what is thine with me, and take it to thee. For Jacob knew not that Rachel had stolen them. So he ends up not finding it. But it just goes to show you the mindset of our people back then, to show you how foolish idolatry is. Even like now today. Trusting in America is as it's going to save you. It's just as stupid as trusting this Laban going on a 7-day journey to get some stupid ass God that he carved out with his own hands. Isaiah 46 and verse number 7. They bear him up upon the shoulder, they carry him and set him in his place, and he standeth, for his place shall he not remove. Yea, one shall cry unto him, yet can he not answer, nor save him out of his trouble. That's right. So just like the system's not going to be able to save you out of this trouble, the Lord's manipulating the system to bring judgment upon this place that you're in, to bring judgment upon Babylon. You know, he's going to cut things off. He's going to turn up the oppression. He's going to turn up the affliction. Okay, all of it is to go through a trial. It's a furnace that we're going through. It's a furnace of affliction. And the only people that are made to get through it are those who have integrity. Okay, and that's ultimately the elect. That's the same trial that Job had to go through. And that's what we're going to be faced with in the future. With Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is the time where there ain't going to be no peace, man. Jacob's trouble is a civil war. You got to get through that. You got to get through a famine. You got to get through taking the MOTB. You got to get through, you know, your family turning you over. You got to get through all of that. You got to endure all of that. You got to keep your faith. You got to trust in the Lord. That's the time that we're going to get into. A lot of people fooling around. They don't think the test is coming. The test is coming. And a lot of people that you see, they already got an F because they don't even know who the Lord is. They're worshiping an idol. They're like the beast with the idol on their backs. Okay? But the Lord is strengthening us. He's holding us up. He's the one that's giving us the ability to stand in this time. Okay? Giving us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. He's not giving that to everybody. Okay? Good morning. Isaiah 46 and verse 8, remember this and show yourselves men, bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Transgression, according to 1 John 3 and 4, is when you break the law of God. Okay? For sin is the transgression of the law. Okay, so when you break the laws, that's when you're in transgression with the Heavenly Father. Okay? Oh, he's smoking here. That's the spirit, man. Isaiah 46 and 9. Remember the former things are old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me. Okay, he's the Most High. Now it says God there, but you know that's talking about Yahweh. Okay? So don't let any man fool you that the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is all the same. Now there's a difference. There's an order in heaven. Unlike Esau. Esau teaches this bullshit because he wants to confuse you even further than you're already confused. That's what Babylon means. Babylon means confusion. Okay? Isaiah 46 and verse 10. Declaring the end from the beginning and from the ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure. So his counsel is going to stand. His prophecies they're going to be fulfilled. Okay? He's going to do all of his pleasure. And what is his pleasure? His pleasure is to bring all these heathen nations into the valley of Jehoshaphat and watch them be destroyed. That's what he takes pleasure in. And you can know that when you read the book of Ecclesiastes, the 39th chapter, where he tells you he got these spirits created for vengeance, so to appease the wrath of them that made them. So he created these spirits that are going to go out to the valley of Jehoshaphat and destroy each other for his appeasement. And then he wants to deliver his elect out of all of this chaos. Isaiah 46 and 11, calling a ravenous bird from the east, the man that executeth my counsel from a far country, yea, I have spoken it, I will also bring it to pass, I have purposed it, I will also do it. Okay, just like he tells you in the book of Numbers 23 and 19. He's not just talking the talk for no reason. He didn't have it written in this way so it don't come to pass. Okay, his reputation is on the line when it comes to his prophecies. And if he don't fulfill his word, then his book is a lie. He's calling the Lord a liar. That's what he got on the line. His prophecies are on trial. But you can see that they're pure. Numbers 23 verse 19, God is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. He have said, and shall he not do it? Or have he spoken, and shall he not make it good? So he's gonna make all of his prophecies good. He's gonna make it happen. Isaiah 46 and 12. Hearken unto me, ye stout-hearted that are far from righteousness. I bring near my righteousness, it shall not be far off, and my salvation shall not tarry, and I will place salvation in Zion for Israel, my glory. Okay, so Israel is his glory. He gets glory through his people. That's how he's going to be glorified. All right? If he can bring a nation so low to the top, he can get glorified. He already did that with Esau. Okay, he was a caveman, cave dweller. Okay, and he brought him up. Look, he runs the whole world. And this nigga was in caves eating juniper roots, mallows by the bushels. He was counted as a thief for a long time, according to our forefather Job. Let's grab that as a matter of fact. Gives you the history of Esau. Job chapter 30, verse 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. So they who are younger than I. Now Jacob is younger than Esau. Esau came out first. But when you read the book of Exodus 4, verse 22, you learn that Israel is my firstborn. Okay? Which means the first spirits created were the Israelites. So spiritually, we're older than all of you people. Okay? That's why we're more wiser. That's why we call y'all like it unto beast. Because you don't know the Lord. Okay? You don't have a breath of life like it tells you in Genesis, the 2nd chapter, that he gave to Adam. He brought him out of the confusion and gave him breath. That's what I'm talking about. Genesis 30 and 2. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. Yeah, where the strength, who will it profit me? Nothing following this damn devil's gonna profit you, man. From whom old age is perished. His wisdom is gone, man. He don't have any wisdom. He's a fool. Okay, he don't even believe in the Lord. So something clearly wrong with this nigga. He believes in a Lord that looks like him. The image he created don't even fit the description in the book. He said his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. So what portrait is Donald Duck selling to the people? He went, I forgot where he was. Why is he selling shit anyways, man? This dude's a hustler. Nigga selling Jesus pictures, man, because that shit's just it's a cash grab. Okay? That's idolatry. That's all it is. It's a cash grab. You can make money by selling idols, selling false dreams and shit like that. People love to hear that all the damn day. When you tell them they ass is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, they don't want to hear about that shit. Fuck you. Get away from me. We don't want to hear that. Close his mouth. Lock him up. Feed him with the water of affliction and the bread of adversity. Lock him up. You know, nobody wants to hear that. It's the book of Job 30, verse 3. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in the former time, desolate and waste. Yeah, in the former time, they were doing bad, man. They were down low. They were worse than any other people. No other race was, or I can't say that. The Hamites were cavemen before Esau. Nothing original about this dude, man. I think they call them the Horites. Let me see if that's the name of them. The Horites. The Horites were in caves, so you Hamites are a bunch of cavemen too. Genesis 14 and 6. And the Horites in their Mount Seir unto Elaparan, which is by the wilderness. So that's Genesis 14 and 6. And the Horites in their Mount Seir. So let's look that up. So Mount Seir ain't original to Esau. This is what I'm saying. Because Esau was born in Israel. He was born with Rebecca, Jacob and Rebecca. Okay? So he was in the land at that time. He ventured out later after he started marrying with those Hamitic nations. So a lot of you Hamites too, y'all are some damn Edomites too. That's why he feels comfortable going out there and kicking it with y'all, eating monkey brain and shit like that. I forgot what you call that shit. They be dipping it in mud and fucking stupid ass heathen, man. Okay. Genesis 14 to 6. I want to Just get a summary of that precept real quick. Genesis 14, verse 6. This verse is part of the war campaign led by Chedorlaomer and the kings with him. It's listing the nations and peoples they conquered on their way through the region. Here they defeat the Horites who lived in Mount Seir, pushing as far as El Paran near the wilderness by the Red Sea. The point, these kings were systematically subduing entire regions, not just one city. Horites, ancient inhabitants of Mount Seir, later displaced by Esau, Edom. Right. Precept, Deuteronomy 2, verse 12. The Horims also dwelt in Seir before time, but the children of Esau succeeded them when they had destroyed them from before them. So Esau conquered Mount Seir. He was willing to fight to go live in a damn cave. He's like, look at these mountains over here. Y'all ready to go to war? Yeah, we wanna displace them. He was willing to go put people to death for that, man. For the cave. That was his another one of his manifest destinies, to go into the cave. Oh man, we go back in the kingdom. I gotta watch that battle, man. The Horites versus Esau. I can't wait to go watch that. I'm gonna kick my feet up and watch that battle, man. Just all cavemen, just banging over the mountains, man. That's crazy. It reminds me of that movie. Esau got movies like this. I forgot what movie. It's like I forgot the name of it. I keep forgetting it. It's in the wilderness. Dude's controlling all the water. He comes, he says, listen, forsake your leader and follow me, and I'll give you all the water you want. It was the Edomite. He's riding on, they got, I forgot the name of the movie, but Esau, if you know in his history, man, that's probably exactly how it happened. He probably knows through the spirit that, judging by his own characteristics, how that actually turned out. That's, his spirit bears witness that he's a caveman. He probably went I'm sure he went in there and there was, he probably had his own type of hieroglyphics in there. He probably had nail scratchings and he was probably biting rocks in there. Oh, this means something. This shows that we were here. This pissing shit all over the walls. This had to be us. We used to fling shit at each other to say hi. Who knows how these cavemen live, man? They weren't living like Fred Flintstone, okay? Where they had a pig as the garbage disposal. And that's the spirit too, because it shows you that's a pig's job. So he knows that a pig's not supposed to be eaten if he's putting it in his cartoons. He knows they're supposed to be eating trash. But yet you're the garbage disposal. Right? And he's feeding you the pig. Let me finish this up. It says Mount Seir, why it matters. Mount Seir equals land later known as Edom, connected directly to Esau, Jacob's brother. El Paran by the wilderness, near the wilderness of Paran, same region Israel later wandered in. This shows these kings pushed deep into the strategic territory, controlling trade routes and wilderness passages. Big picture, this verse shows worldly power expanding unchecked. Nations fall one by one when the Lord removes protection. Even the ancient peoples with strongholds, Mount Seir, are brought low. So long story short, I just want to verify that. So the Horims in Deuteronomy 2, I guess that's another way of saying the Horites, as it says in Genesis 14:6. Back in Job 30, verse 4. Who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat? Let me look up juniper roots. Show you what this nigga was eating. Juniper roots. Juniper roots are known for being tough and deep, featuring a strong tap root for water and extensive lateral roots for stability, allowing junipers to thrive in harsh conditions. So he was fucked up. In horticulture, they can be propagated from cuttings, often with rooting hormones, but require well-draining soil to prevent root rot. For bonsai, root trimming is essential for shaping While the term also refers to administrative, it's going off now. So the root, they go to this tree. The nigga was eating that. Those little roots right there. You can look it up. And just little roots to these little ass trees. He was eating that. He was eating that when he was a caveman. He probably still eats that shit. I mean, why wouldn't he? He rebuilt the desolate places. You know, he built it in the image of Petra. So he feels comforted being in a cave. You know, these office spaces are likened unto caves. Okay? These high-rise buildings are likened unto mountains. He likes going in the dark places and navigating them and walking through halls and make him feel strong. He feels comfortable like that. Okay? Because he's a caveman. And cut up mallows. Let's look at mallows. What are mallows? Mallows are a diverse family of plants known for their distinctive flowers and edible leaves, related to hibiscus and okra. Images. It's showing me flowers. It's probably this shit right here. Mallows. Esau. That was his breakfast. Because he was in a harsh condition. He said juniper roots are in harsh conditions, so he wasn't living too well. If you have to eat juniper roots in the mountains, it sucks, man. Job 30, verse 5, they were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. Yeah, you see an Edomite. You say, get the fuck off my property, you damn devil. You thief, what are you doing in my garden? And he'd go running away. It must have been a scary sight to see an Edomite back then, man. He the only one that he don't got his pigmentation, so he stick out like a sore thumb. He can't hide. You can't hide behind like a tree, like a panda bear hiding behind a tree. Get your ass behind that tree. Get out of here, you thief. Saying it in Hebrew. Get out of here. Get off my property. Stop stealing my tomatoes and my cucumbers. And he go run back into his. Go back to the hole you came out of. You wrote it. I can imagine Jake cussing his ass out because Jake loves his cucumbers and things like that. Tells you that in the book of Numbers. He loves his cucumbers, man. Let me grab that. This is the book of Numbers. Where is that? Nope. Let's type in cucumber. Cucumber. Cucumbers. Yep. Numbers chapter 11. I start at the top. It points in 5. It says the people complain. And when the people complained, it displeased the Lord Yahweh, and the Lord heard it. And his anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burnt among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp. So don't complain, man. That's another thing. Don't complain. Whatever you're going through, man, hey, take it cheerfully. I'm not gonna lie, I was just going through mad shit, and then I ain't dealing with none of this shit I was just dealing with for like the past 2 weeks. I was having a pain in my back. I was all of this shit. And then it just went away. It just went away, man. And then I was thinking through all that pain, you know, I didn't complain. I didn't complain, man. I asked the Lord to take it away from me, and he took it away. That doesn't necessarily mean he always gonna take it away, but you know, the Lord's just been answering prayers, man, abundantly. I can say that for myself. He's been answering a lot. Simple stuff, nothing too crazy. I'm not asking to be a millionaire, you know. But, simple requests, he's answering. So that's why I know, when the time has come, whatever get brought upon me, hey man, it is what it is. I'm already content. You know. Anyways, Numbers 11 and verse 3 and verse 2. I mean, and the people cried unto Moses, and when Moses prayed unto the Lord Yahweh, the fire was quenched. So there you go. When Moses prayed unto Yahweh, the fire was quenched. But he was destroying the people. Why? Because they were complaining. Numbers 11 and 3, and he called the name of the place Taberah, because the fire of the Lord Yahweh burnt among them. And the mixed multitude that was among them fell a-lusting. Now the mixed multitude are talking about other nations too. Some of the Egyptians and people in Egypt left in the passed through the Red Sea too. So it wasn't just all Israel. There was a mixed group of heathen in there too. But they weren't given the promises. They weren't, everything still belongs to Israel. But they got the hell up out of Egypt too. So that shows you what type of society Egypt was when some of their own people were within the mixed multitude. They said, fuck that, I'd rather go follow your God, man. They were going into pretty much a death trap, but they rather left with Israel than to stay here. That's how bad it's going to be here, man. That shows you a foresight of how bad it's going to be. Even the people that who are, the Egyptians are going to want to get the hell up out of here. And you already see remnants of you Egyptians trying to get the hell up out of here. Numbers chapter 11 and verse 4, and the children of Israel also wept again and said, who shall give us flesh to eat? They just got judged and now they're complaining about flesh to eat. We remember the fish which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic. So these are things that Jake likes. So I know, going back to Job 30, he was probably, especially if Esau is eating juniper roots and mallows, he probably want to eat a little garlic and cucumber and melon. That's why he like doing watermelon jokes. Jake liked watermelon. I think that's what melon is. It says melons. Let me look that up. Let's look at that word melons. Watermelon. So come on, man. That's Jake, man. Come on. That's Jake. Who loves watermelon more so than the so-called black man? Do you know, brother? You know it's true. You didn't want to say it. It's not racist. The Lord said you like watermelon. It says Egyptian fruit. It says uncertain derivation and Strong's definition of melon, only plural. Probably watermelon. Okay. So that's another sign that this is your spirit bearing witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. When you look into these things, little, the Lord will give you little things like that to show you. Numbers chapter 11, verse 6, but now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes. So he was feeding them with manna, and they weren't content. How you doing today, brother? They weren't content with the manna. He was feeding you though. He just saved you, and he was feeding you, and then now you're finding new ways to complain. Oh, I want the cucumbers and the melons. Numbers 11 and 7. And the manna was a coriander seed, and the color thereof as the color of bdellium. And the people went about and gathered it and ground it in mills, or beat it in a mortar, and baked it in pans and made cakes of it. And the taste of it was as the taste of fresh oil. And when the dew fell upon the camp in the night, the manna fell upon it. So he was feeding you, but you weren't content. But it was also to show you that it was all a test in the first place. When you read about the manna, he wanted to see if you were going to obey him. He told you to only bring a day's worth, and don't, if whatever you didn't eat, to throw it out of your tent. And what did you do? You were storing it up. You didn't trust in the Lord. That's why he tells you a man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Heavenly Father. That's why it was all a test. But like I said, I was bringing that out to show you that, you know, Jake was probably growing that when he was, you know, doing this thing. And Esau was down bad, living in a desolate place like you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans live today. You live in the project somewhere. You go out, you go stealing. They're looking at you as if you were a thief. You go in the store now, they look at you like you a damn thief. Moab be saying, hurry up and buy. Why? Because he knows you coming from a desolate place. He knows you living in the clefts of the rocks. Like a damn cave dweller, like Esau. That's where he was when he was in the. That's like him, and that's like the ancient projects. That's probably how it was. Multiple Edomites living house to house in a cave dwelling. Job chapter 30, verse number 5. They were driven forth from among men, meaning they were driven forth from among men, meaning they got them the hell up. They pushed them into the mountains. Nah, these people can't be running about, man. We got to designate them to this one area. That's why Esau like putting you in one area like that. He doing everything we did to him. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, the rocks, the Caucasian man, in the caves of the earth and in the rocks. So Job he's telling you about Esau, how he used to live in ancient times. And Job would know, because when you go to Job, the first chapter, he lived in the land of Uz. Let's go there real quick. Job 1:1, there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright and one that feared God and eschewed evil. Let's look at that word in Job 1:1. So he would know. Job 1:1. You know, the crazy part about Uz is in the transliteration it says U.S. right there. The U.S., man. Let's hear it.
Strong's H 5780. Oops.
Oos. It's pronunciation O-O-T-S. Oots. In Hebrew. So you just like Job, you live with them too. You in the land of Uz. And you see how this nigga live. He be playing with dogs. It was just a recent situation. Nigga was sleeping with his dog. Damn devil, man. He be stealing. He be doing all that shit, man. Same shit, he be robbing you. He does the same thing. Now he make it seem like it's somebody else. You know, he'll blame it on the Somalians. No, that nigga's doing that. Even these drug dealers, where do you think they get the drugs from? Esau. He's at the end of, when you go down the rabbit hole, it's Pinky in the brain on all levels. You'll see Pinky first before you see the brain. Pinky's, Pinky, and that's his name, Pinky. Why? Because he's red all over like Harry. So Esau knows who he is, man. Pinky in the brain. He's red, man. He's referring to you Edomites. Amalek don't look at himself as you. He don't think he that red. Just like some of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Oh, I ain't dark like him. That's how Esau is. He thinks the same way. He like, I ain't red like Esau, man. I'm Amalek. That's how he pronounces it. Amalek. It says, Uz wooded, an Edomite son of Dishon and grandson of Seir. The country of Job, probably east and southeast of Palestine, somewhere in the Arabian desert, it says. It says, a son of Aram, also a Seirite, in the region settled by them, Uz. So we know Mount Seir. Let's look into this etymology real quick. To counsel, plan, take advice, take together, oops. Okay. So Job would know is what I'm trying to say here. Job would know he ain't lying, man. He lived there. He lived in the land of Oops. He lived around Edomites too. He's living in their land, just like today. He's an Israelite. Tells you in Job 30 and 30, being the same time, jump down. My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat. Yeah, so he's a black man in the land of Uz. He's writing this down, man. These niggas, man, I can see, yo, listen. They were chased from among men. They dwell in the cliffs of the valleys of the rocks. He can't stand them. I wouldn't even have them next to my dogs. These damn Edomites, man. They had me in derision, just like we're in derision too. They have us in derision. We're in the same strait as Job. They're starting to drop the salt. I guess they're saying tomorrow the snow and all that. Good. He's fucking the street up too with those chain ties. That's what we busting up that's me putting the potholes in the road. Driving around in chains, busting the street wide open. It's gonna be cold as hell. Say Boston's gonna get 20 inches of snow, man. They said power outages are likely to happen. It's gonna be real cold, so if you sleep in your car, one year I was sleeping in my car on the coldest day, man. That shit was crazy. I should have just bought. Probably better just spend $60. Go find. I don't like hotels though. They're fucking just, you get a cheap hotel, but on a day like that, it's probably better to go grab a cheap hotel for $60. I should have just found some shelter for the night. But days like this, people die. People get snowed in. Homeless people, they end up getting put to death. You can't survive days like that, man. So Job was a so-called black man in the land of Uz, dealing with the same shit the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans were dealing with. Job chapter 30, in verse number 6. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. And we see them dwelling in the cliffs of the valleys and the caves of the rocks with these damn buildings. Okay, these are, look at Mount Petra. Let's look at Mount Petra. We see the same thing Job sees. Petra. Good morning. Esau, that's where he likes to dwell in, That's Esau. Caves of the rocks. Caveman, you see? You see that? You see that? That's where he likes to be. That's why he makes it like that. Because he's a caveman, cave dweller. Juniper root eater. Mallows by the bushes. That's what Job's talking about. To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they braid, under the nettles they were gathered together. On the bushes they braid. Okay? Like a donkey. They speaking like cavemen. You know how cavemen talk, they beat their chests? Like a monkey. When you look into it, it says like a donkey. That's probably, like a beast, like an animal. So Esau was down bad, man. He was down real bad because he spoke Hebrew. I mean, Isaac was his father. Isaac spoke Hebrew. So Esau spoke Hebrew, but his descendants, they just got worse and worse, man. And now look at them today. Now they run around in the streets. They just killed somebody yesterday. Okay, seven of them said he was bringing a gun to them, and all you niggas got guns, vests, all this shit. You had him down on the ground. If you shoot a man down on the ground, I don't think he was trying to kill you. Okay? But I'm not a prosecutor. I know y'all are Edomites. He didn't have no criminal record, just parking tickets, they said. That sounds like Jake, man. Sounds like Deuteronomy 30:7 is coming upon you, you enemies. You would kill Jake, you find out no record, nothing. Wrong person. Now that's happening to y'all. Hey, all praises to Yahweh, Shin Yahweh Shai, man. This is the Lord being long-suffering. He got his ass later in the years later. He let you get away with all this shit. Now he's on your ass, man. Now white people dealing with police brutality. I never thought I'd see it. Then you still see Jake in the midst of these protests getting all in there. What do we want? Rights. When do we want it? Now. I did a video last night. Dude was on the ground yelling and screaming. He got the orange shit they got him all in his eye. I'm like, good, that's what the fuck he gets. That's what he gets. You gonna cleave to Edomites so badly, get burnt up with them too. Go ahead and join the hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. They're gonna get punished. And guess what? I'm doing okay. I'm all right. Lord's been got my back all good, man. I'm feeling great. Okay? I'm not worried about none of that shit. That's what you get. That's what you get. And then, guess who came out speaking, what is her damn name? She said that it was a justified shooting. I forgot her name. She's always coming out after. She's the one that said Renee Good was a domestic terrorist. She called her a domestic terrorist, and then she came out and said that ICE did nothing wrong. Bovino came out and said the same thing too. He was like, he had a gun, and I don't trust Esau. Esau likes to throw guns on people. That's what he used to do to Jake. He'd kill your ass, throw a hand-me-down on you. See? He killed my wife too. Look at it, it's the same gun. This is the killer. That's what Esau would do. Same gun. Look at. He got the fingerprints and everything. He killed my wife. Honey, oh my God. I found the murderer. It was him, the so-called black man. I told you it was a black guy. Now that's just happening to him. That's what he gets. It's the book of Job, chapter 30, verse 7. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were violent in the earth. So Job was telling you from ancient times, they were violent in the earth. I see the same thing you see, Job. They're violent in the earth. They are base men. They're running around with silencers on their guns like a bunch of Call of Duty foolishness, man. That ain't even meet for the job. Putting people in databases. They had this dude in Maine. Lady just wanted to take pictures, hold him accountable for his that's a when someone comes into your community, one thing I gotta give it to Esau. Esau ain't afraid to tell. Only you Jakes, but you start to understand, if someone kill your brother, man, he gotta go. According to the law. You can't, by not telling who it is, you bear false witness to a crime. If this was happening in ancient times, you could be punished for that. You probably get put to death for something like that. But over here, they glorify wickedness. Who killed this dude? I don't know. You don't know? Well, we see you were with him. Yeah, I don't know anything. They said you were chilling with the dude. We got 2 witnesses saying you were chilling with him. Nah, it just happened. He asked me a question. Oh, it was a he? Oh, yeah. You get interrogated. Oh, you do know him. Then, somebody come out. Yeah, that was his brother. Oh, okay. So we're going to get him. We're going to stone you both to death. Get them both out of here. Job 30:9, and now I am their song, yea, I am their byword. So they're their byword. A byword it's like 2, Bible means 2. So they're calling you just everything but Israel. They're calling you a nigger, spick, savage, an animal. That's what your president likes to call everybody outside of his nation that commits murder. You're an animal. That's what he calls it. Look at this animal. He says it with such disdain. This animal. But when a so-called white man decapitates somebody and is eating his fucking eyeballs out of his face, oh, he didn't take his medication. Why would he do such a thing? He needs to go to a mental asylum. He doesn't need to go to jail. Look at his mother, his family. He wasn't treated well growing up. That's he'll talk like that. Foolishness, man. They abhor me, Job 30:10. They flee far from me and spare not to spit in my face. That's what Esau likes to do. He'll spit on the ground. He really wants to spit in your face. But that's what they do. That's what, especially Amalek. You see him walk by a church, he'll spit. They love to spit. You see Christians spit. They spit on the ground, but it's like they want to spit in your face. That's just another Christian. How much more you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? They really want to spit in your face. But that time's coming to an end, man. That time's coming to an end. We're getting to a point where they're going to go into captivity. All these curses shall fall upon our enemies. And we're starting to already see it. Especially with the police brutality. That's what they ass get. That's the Lord whipping their ass. That's going to increase to the max. They ain't going to know what to do. They're going to want to cleave to us. Somebody said they did a video. I forgot who I was watching. Brother was saying how there was these white women trying to join the Black Panthers. They're going to want to join Israel too. We want to serve your God as ye. And we're going to go to Ezra 4 on their ass. Let's go there. Ezra chapter 4, verse 1. Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard the children of the captivity builded the temple unto the Lord Yahweh, God of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your God as ye do. And we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Asher, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us to build a house unto our God, but we ourselves altogether will build unto the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, have commanded us. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in building. So just like now, I want to serve the God as you do. No, you can't be a part of this thing. Yeah, but I love Jesus too. They don't even know what the hell's going on here. Bunch of heat. What's that precept where it says, touch the skirt of their garments, KJV? Look at Zechariah. What's this? Let's give me Haggai 2. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I think it's Zechariah. Let me just put Zechariah. Zechariah. Yeah. Zechariah chapter 8, verse 23. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Yahweh of hosts means Lord of hosts, which is Lord of armies. In those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you. So that's what they're gonna think that too. They're gonna notice that too, as we get closer and closer to the end, as the Lord shows his favor on his elect. Okay, they're gonna want to be with a Jew. You're gonna want to be with a man of the Lord. And when I say Jew, I mean all the men of the Lord, from all the tribes, northern and southern kingdom. Okay, Because the word Jew in Israel, or Judah in Israel, because that's what Jew is Judah, is synonymous with, they pretty much, we all go back to Jacob. Now the houses were split after King Solomon, but we're all Israel, we're all Judah. We're not all Judah, we're all, the word Jew is talking about the southern kingdom of Israel that was split. But just like it tells you in John 4, verse 22, salvation is of the Jews. That doesn't mean salvation is not for the northern kingdom. Okay, but you got to know the history of why he said it in that form of fashion. He understood Isaiah 45 and 17. Okay, so, but he was speaking to a heathen, so she would understand. Isaiah 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. So the world of Israel shall not be confounded, world without end. I'm past my time. Past my time, man. So I'm gonna end it there. Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bachach Kodash. Shalom, Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharalas, Salakia. Hey, shalom to y'all. Shalom, shalom. Nah, it's not snowing yet. My bed's getting cold. It's a little warmer today. In Boston, it's 7 degrees, but it was 5 yesterday. I think anything under was whatever. Okay. Shalom, shalom. Too bad we can't deport black people back to Africa. Don't worry, we're gonna leave this place. You ain't gotta worry. You can stay here. You can have this place. Okay. Lord and Savior Donald J. Yeah, that's your Lord and Savior. Good. Good for you. People are people. Don't bring race into it. You do yourself a disservice by missing out on knowing some extraordinary people. Okay. You got that. All right. Banti. All right, I'm gonna end it here. Lord's will.